Grand Rising, wonderful souls, and welcome to Bronwen's Code Tarot. This is a timeless collective reading on what is coming forward. If you are a new face, welcome in. If you're an old one, welcome back, my lovelies. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscribes. Thank you for your donations. They are truly appreciated. And thank you for your emails. Emails of confirmation, emails for sharing your stories, and emails booking readings. My readings are open. There is a 48-hour to 72-hour turnaround time for my readings. However, if you do need something a little bit speedier, I do offer an emergency service which goes out within 12 to 24 hours. Now, with that being said, there is still someone going through the comment section here and there, pretending to be me, pretending to be a friend, pretending to be able to get your love back. Excuse me. If it says WhatsApp me, if there's any type of solicitation, it's not me, they're not a friend. Even if you see my face, it's not me responding unless there is a highlighted black banner behind my name. So if you do see this, just kindly block and report them. Thank you so much. With that being said, the energy that I pick up on is fluid, it's timeless, so I can be picking up on past, present, or future energy, or an amalgamation of all three. You have to use your discernment and take what resonates. If I say he, she, masculine, feminine, male, female, please remember we hold all of these energies. So this story could be for you, it could be for the person you're thinking of, divine counterpart, it could be for your neighbour, it could be for someone completely different. So take what resonates. Do not make the story fit if it does not. If it does not resonate with you, please have a look at some of my other readings. And if none of them actually resonate, you may need a personal reading. I must say also that I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a licensed attorney. I am not a licensed doctor in any way, shape or form. If anything comes up in the reading regarding or, you know, linking to any of those areas, use your discernment, get the advice from professionals in that sector before taking any advice from me. So let's get into it. Now, when I was setting up for this reading, I was reminded of a film that I watched, and I was watching Disenchantment. I love Disney, and the whole premise of that film was that love conquers all, that it was love power, that anything can be removed that shouldn't be there through unconditional love. I'm not talking about toxicity that is covered and pretended to be as love. I mean actual love. And what kept coming up was a memory tree. Something about, you know, going back into memories. And that is how any curse or any hex or anything that's been sent towards you, the person you're thinking of, another light one, can be diminished, can be dissolved, can be removed, okay? And we have had a lot coming up lately about memory evading us, especially of things that have been done in the past, okay? And look at that, what comes up, energetic clearing. And it says here, during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Now, what came to me, and I was just like, wow, is that someone here needs to create a memory tree, okay? Now, and look, you've got receiving and trust. Someone needs to be creating a memory tree of times in their life, okay? And it doesn't have to be with another person. The memory can be yours. It can be when you were a child and you loved to do drawing or go out in nature. Whatever that memory is for you, that is filled with just unconditional love. Someone needs to be creating it, because this is how you're going to receive whatever has been lost in memory. Because it says on here, every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust in my inner guidance. And trust over here, after it just said trust in there, says, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you know exactly how to handle them. Someone here is being encouraged to make their own memory tree, whether that's a vision board where you put trinkets and things from past, or if that is just writing down a memory that is filled with love, that's filled with safety, that's filled with joy, okay? And from that memory tree, from that memory, I was given specific instructions for someone here to create that memory tree. Start it with that one little bauble, with that one little drawing that represents that, or that one piece of writing. And for that month, see how you can use that in your meditation, in your times of quiet for yourself, in, you know, self-care, or in times of stillness, to draw in the energy of what you felt in that memory. Okay, because I heard shower yourself in love. And when you get to the end of the month, because even if you only do it for 5 minutes, you are changing your vibration. okay? You're accepting unconditional love from yourself, from your higher self, and from the divine. And when you get to the end of the month, you add onto that tree, and you keep adding onto that tree, because if there is memory that's lost, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. What else needs to come out? What else needs to come out on this lovely memory tree? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Show me what needs to be seen, please and thank you. And I'm also getting here that, because I keep hearing practice, practice, practice. So for someone here, they may be trying to meditate and finding it difficult because there's so many distractions, because receiving is coming out again. So it can be as small as looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you are open to receiving all the unconditional love that the world has to offer. Or it could be as small as looking in the mirror and just saying, I love you, as you're passing past the corridor, wherever your mirror is, on the way to work, and making that a routine, making that a practice that you do every day, because you've also got true offering in reverse. And it says here, true offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and turns it into love. The thing is as well is that we are conditioned, okay, as we grow up with our society, to either constantly blame ourselves, to not want to, get ahead of the pack, to stay in our lane, and also to apologise when we are truly giving to ourselves. You know, it's little things like, and I've said this before in other readings, where, you know, someone goes, well, I like your dress, or I like your nails, or I like your suit. And we don't just say thank you. We don't just take that compliment and go, thank you. You know, or thank you, that was a nice thing to say. We diminish it. We say, well, thank you, I got my nails done at a certain place and it was this much, it didn't cost that much. Or, oh, that dress, oh, that used to be my mum's, and we take away the fact that we can just say thank you, that we can just receive without having to cut it down. And flow. Look, allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. This is an encouragement for us to break the status quo, also of what we've been encoded into, how we should act, how we should behave, how we should respond, especially when it comes to, you know, this energetic clearing, this memory tree. It's also remembering who we are at the core of us, and that we don't have to apologise for that, because you've got loss here and it's in reverse. Doing so is going to break anything that is sent towards you, anything that's been sent in the past, so that you don't remember who you are. Because it says on here, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of egos. It's upside down. We are also kind of programmed to believe that, because when you think of ego, if you look at it in like a psychology kind of way, and no, I'm not a psychology major or anything like that, but you have got your you've got your id. Okay, those are the primal urges to fight, to run away and survive, to reproduce and have sex, to eat. That's your id, that's your primal urges. You then have your ego and your super ego. Okay, and I can't remember which one goes which way round, but what we talk about when it comes to ego, we actually get it wrong, because it's our super ego that needs to be kept in check. Your ego, so for example, you could have somebody who is hungry, so their id is telling them, I'm hungry. So you go to the supermarket, I want to get some ice cream. Your super ego will be like, eat that right now, get it open, I need to eat that. It's your ego that is your moral compass that goes, you have to pay for that first, and we need to take it home. You can't just eat it right here. Your super ego is almost like the child within that just goes, I want it right now, give it to me, give it to me. And the reason I'm saying that is because someone here, especially when it says you make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the egos. This isn't just about, you know, as we see ego as being, you know, that big inflated thing that we carry around that, you know, can get bruised really easily, or, you know, we feel like we have to kind of barricade around us. Instead of that, it's looking at our morality or our moral compass compared to our logic. Okay, you make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of egos. Someone here is thinking too much with their head and not enough with their heart, and that is actually blocking them from receiving not only from the divine, but also remembering who they are. Because you've got ease here, receiving with ease. And it says it's easy for me to receive, it's easy for me to receive, it's easy for me to receive. Someone here needs to incorporate daily affirmations about receiving, and if you're doing that, keep doing it, okay? Because someone here is saying it doesn't work. practice, keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, okay? Because look, you've got allowing, divine flow, and they're both upside down, and then you've got courage, okay? So someone's pushing against the tide. Now this could be someone who is healed or someone who isn't healed, you know? And it says on courage, let me be open to courageously taking steps that are shown. So someone here is also, I don't know why I'm seeing someone doing arts and crafts. And I don't know if this is like going back in time to when you were a child and cutting things out, or if this is something that someone likes doing on the side or used to and then got too busy. But you're being asked to go back into that. And when you, if it resonates with you to make a memory tree, to be as creative as you want. You know, you can just be you writing down a paragraph and sticking it onto, you know, scrap paper and then adding to it. Or it could be that you go all out and you get trinkets, and there may have been a time when you went to the cinema for the first time on your first ever date and it was a wonderful, and you want to stick that in and do a drawing of the cinema and blah, blah, blah. Go all out as much as possible. Put it somewhere that you can see every day, where you can read, or you can, you know, feel, you can draw in that energy of that unconditional love that you felt within that memory. Make it as big and grand or as small as and minimal as you need it to be for it to give you that memory back again, if that makes sense. Because the more that you're doing this on a daily basis, the more that parts of the recesses of our shadow that have been kind of locked in time from whoever it was who may have cast a spell against us that we don't remember, or we went through trauma and it was just too painful to remember that time, so that we blocked it ourselves. It will give that breathing space so that we can actually dive into that, but doing it on an energetic level as well as an emotional level. Because here you've got divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others, to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. Someone definitely blocked this, because you've got here divine flow in reverse and flow, okay? Speaking words over someone's psychic gifts or someone's third eye. Now you've got allowing in reverse. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so that what's needed can come next. So there is definitely a block that's been put in here, okay? But you've got to trust not only in the divine, but in your solar plexus, in your inner child, that it will lead you. It will lead you to the memories that were beautiful for you, because we all have a duality within our inner child. We have the wounded part that wasn't loved enough, that wasn't given space and opportunity to grow and to shine. And you know, the parts of us that if we went back, if we go back there and we speak to it and give it love, will actually blossom even more. But then we also have the other part of us that when we were a child, we, you know, whatever it was that we did that lit us up, that gave us escapism, that helped us to grow. There is that duality in every child as well. You see children getting told off by their parents, and they'll be upset for a time, and then they go off and they play with whatever, and it lights them back up again. And I'm not saying that's how it should be, but there's that duality, and we carry that. And there's an encouragement to trust the part that glows, the part that laughs, the part that, you know, expresses emotion just with freedom and liberation, to follow it. Because here with that butterfly in this person's hand, it's almost like the fragility of our childhood. And also, whenever I see butterflies, I think of ancestors, I think of guidance, I think of that inner knowing that we all have when something is right or something isn't, when we feel comfortable, we don't feel comfortable, because children show that, they show their heart on their sleeve. So you're being told, especially, look, trust and grief, okay? And it says on here, tears are what happened when the ice in the heart melts. Doing this, finding those memories, creating that tree in any which way that you want. You can call it your memory vision board, or, you know, whatever it is for you and how that resonates. It's going to help not only bring back those beautiful memories into kind of like a living, tangible energy that you hold every day, but it's going to give space for any grief that was repressed, that's actually covering memories that have been hidden, whether by someone else's hand or just a block that you put in yourself. It's going to give it space to breathe, so that it can be recognized, so it can be looked at, it can be honored, and love can be poured into it. Okay, because someone here, I don't know if there were words either spoken to someone when they were a child, telling them that they weren't good enough, telling them that, you know, they'd never achieve, or if they just overheard that, because that can be just as hurtful as it being said to the child, or whoever it is that may have cast something so that this person, you know, whether that's you, the person you're thinking of, or another light one, would never know how extraordinary they are. Okay, because this can be that can be either. You know, they say words are spells because words are so powerful. So this is someone either with intent, placing that block so that you don't remember who you are at your core level, at your soul level. Or this is somebody who just, you know, did not give this light one as a child the space to grow, to be joyous, to just have their voice heard. And you've got here companionship, and it says giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. So that, like it said, this is kind of confirming for someone here also is not having complete presence from their caregivers, their parents. That can be just as traumatic and can create wounds, the same as someone being completely neglected or abused. And it can create the same blockage as someone casting with words, you will not remember who you are. Because you've also got here, look, inner child. Exactly, it comes from the inner child. Because it says on here, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Okay, anything else that would like to come out? Please and thank you. What else do I need to see? What else do I need to see? Please and thank you. Let me see this one. Receiving. It comes back to receiving. It's all to do with tapping into your inner child. And I'm not just talking about memories from childhood that, you know, were unconditional love or you felt such love. But it's tapping into our solar plexus, because that's our place of personal power and joy, but joy, okay? There's something here, or a calling, as you are creating this memory tree or this memory vision board, that you're tapping into times in your life that did bring you joy or did bring you monumental feelings of love, whether or not that was from childhood, but seeking it out like a child, you know, like children do when they're in awe or when they see something for the first time, how magical that is for them. You know, the first time a child saw snow, or the first time that, you know, a child can ride their bike with no stabilizers on, all by themselves, that free joy of love, you know. You're being asked to do that as you seek out those memories that are beautiful to you. And I know that, you know, for many of us, we've been through a lot of traumatic things. So it may take some of us a while to find that memory that is beautiful to us, okay? But no, because especially I keep hearing the words practice, practice, practice coming up. So if you are, you know, this is something that you'd like to do, but you don't feel like you have those memories, then start with looking in that mirror and telling yourself that you love yourself. Because the more that you do that and you change your vibration, the more you're actually going to open up your heart space, and you're going to open up your solar plexus, and your inner child will guide you to those small moments that were filled with joy. Because the thing is as well is that the human mind, and then remember, I'm not a professional in therapy or psychology, but the human mind, we are so high wired for survival that even if we have a really beautiful experience and you kind of like measure that next to a really tragic experience, 9 times out of 10 we're going to remember that tragic experience more than we're going to remember that beautiful one, because it's about survival. So we're kind of hardwired to look for trouble or to look for stress and to hold on to those rather than the beautiful ones. So even for those who have been through a lot of trauma, it may take you a little bit of practice to really dig in and find those beautiful moments, but they're there. They are there. They're hiding, okay? They're sleeping. They're waiting for you to wake them up, to pull them out, and that's what you hold on to. That's what you bring back every day for that month. And by the time you get to the end of the month of doing it with that one memory, I bet my bottom dollar that you would have already found the second one to pull you through the next month, okay? And let's see what's on the bottom here. Awakening. Look at that, and divine abundance. Oh, I love this. And grounded and ease. So doing this step by step, okay, is going to awaken something in you that is not only going to, you know, raise your vibrations. And I'm not saying that your vibrations are low. I'm just saying that it's going to raise them, okay, and bring in that divine abundance, which is not just about the memories that are lost. It's also about how we attract like for like, you know, and how we bring in those things that we desire. But also, as much as I'm talking about, you know, doing this memory tree and accessing love, and it also, you know, it's going to activate your crown chakra, there's something here about making sure that we are doing those practices every day that keep us rooted in present as well, and how we can harness that energy from those memories and walk with love in them in present time. Okay, and it's going to become easier and easier the more you practice. Okay, anything else? Letting go. And it's upside down. So at the moment, the thing is, this is all just being focused on the light one, whether that's you, the person you're thinking of, or another light one. You have to realize there will always be a shit show going on around. There will always be some sort of circus in town. There will always be someone trying to send energy towards you, whether that's just projection, whether that's going to work and you know, there's that one co-worker that you just don't want to be around their energy because it's so bleh. There's always going to be that. But doing this, okay, it's going to keep, it's almost like that energy of, there's a mantra, it's a Hawaiian mantra, I think, and it's called Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono is like 4 words that you can say on repeat, and it is the most beautiful mantra because it helps you to let go of other people's energy, to almost apologize to yourself for allowing yourself to go into that energy, and to just say, I love you. I love you. And then it's that energy of sitting in your own love space, no matter if somebody else is trying to attach to you, because that's how you heal heart wounds. That's how you strengthen your auric shield around you. That's how you expand and evolve. So no matter if someone else is trying to get in your energy, they're just going to be completely knocked back out again. Because here with letting go upside down, it says everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. No matter if there's somebody trying to get into your energy, if you're sitting in your heart space, if you're drawing up memories from past, or even memories from the week before that, you know, made you glow and made you feel so good, no matter what they're trying to do, you will never feel like you're out of control, if that makes sense. Because it's knowing that, you know what, some things are out of our control, but how we feel, how we resonate on that particular day is so in our control. Okay, because you've got karma here. There's nothing from the past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Okay, so this may also be a calling for past karmic patterns that we have been through in other lives. And that's something that I'm starting to awaken to and kind of learn, that a lot of the things that are shown to us here in this present life, the cycles that we've been through, you know, maybe it could be the experiences that you have with dysfunctional family members, or the jobs that you have, the relationships that you have, the way you feel about yourself. It all comes also from, and especially if it resonates, from past lives. Or past lives, there will be cycles that are very, very similar. So with this one here saying there's nothing from the past that can't be addressed in the current life, it's kind of like encouraging you or the person you're thinking of to realize that this is where we break that chain. This is where we break this massive life cycle, because we're all aware and accustomed of, you know, as we go through life, the universe will keep showing us the same or similar people, environments, memories, experiences, until we learn what it is that the universe is trying to show us. And once we do, we heal from that, we grow from that, and that cycle closes. What I was unaware of, or something that I was learning about and we don't really look at, is that when we're going through our life and we're having all these cycles and we're starting to learn, this is happening in previous lives, okay? But at some point, that has to be broken so that our next life we ascend, or, you know, we come in a different form, or we come as, you know, some of us are born into extremely poor families or into extremely dysfunctional families. Who's not to say that not creating, you know, creating something like a memory board, or creating a way of being able to access pure unconditional love from the experiences that we've had, will not actually ascend us, so that in our next life we come in, rather than being poor, as being very wealthy, or we actually are born into our soul family in our next life. Okay, and this is all what if, and it's just there to kind of pique your curiosity. Okay, and I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comment section. That would be awesome. Anything else? Let's have a look. Yeah, look, Faith came out miraculously. Amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. I absolutely love that. I love that. I love that. And companionship is coming again. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. This is also opening up the doors for that divine counterpart, that person that's supposed to be almost like your yin to your yang, to come in, because they're going through the same thing. They're going through the same thing. Now what I would like to do is have a look at, these are my new cards, these are Angel Oracle deck. Okay, and let's just see what areas that, you know, the divine would like us to focus on to help with that memory tree, that memory vision board, to help us walk in the actual vibration of unconditional love that resonates with us on a personal tone, on a personal, you know, because I've said that before, you know, we're walking in our heart space. How beautiful is it that the divine has gone, well, here's some instructions. Here's a way of you actually walking in, you know, divine unconditional self-love as well. I think that's beautiful. I think it's so beautiful. Let's have a look. So it says on here, look, you've got Archangel Michael and you've got Archangel Raphael. So this is the way that we speak to ourselves and how we walk in our own heart space, as I said. And it says here for Raphael, self-care is important. Make time to get enough sleep, exercise and good food. So this is not just about making a memory board. It's how we treat ourselves also. It's taking that little step, even because I'm hearing someone has depression or someone has like really low energy. And if creating a massive memory board is just beyond what you feel that you can do right now, there's small things like buying yourself some lavender oil that you can smell to help, you know, release any, especially over here when it says fear can keep you safe, but it can only hold you back. Amazing opportunities await. So it could be as small as getting yourself your favorite smell, your favorite herbal smell, your favorite perfume, and having that on like a piece of cloth and smelling that throughout the day. Enough, you know, and even if it's just you using that and a mantra saying I love me until it clicks, Anything else that would like to come out? Look at the bottom. There we go. And it says, there can be a disconnect between the message we're giving and what someone hears. So someone here also, that kind of is confirmation for what I just said, because I remember when I was young, when I was very, very young, I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. And I can remember watching, I think it was a Dr. Phil, before Dr. Phil was like, had his own show and things like that. I mean, I didn't start wearing skirts until I was 19. I didn't like my body, didn't like the way I looked, you know. And I remember Dr. Phil giving advice to a young girl who more or less in the same position as me. And she says, but I don't like me. And he said, you need to look in the mirror and you need to tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am awesome, I love you. And he said, every time you say that, he said the first 10, 50, maybe 100 times, you're not going to believe it. But if you keep persisting, if you practice, if you keep saying it, there's going to be that one time when everything just clicks, and it goes from you saying it, almost like faking it till you make it, to when you truly believe it. So this advice that's coming through here, and that worked for me. It did. It took me a full year. I remember it wasn't until I was 20 that I looked in that mirror, because I did it every day and said, I love you, Bronwen. You are worth everything that you desire. And I said it every day. And it was one day I just looked in the mirror and I just went, oh, I look good today. I look beautiful. And it wasn't even me repeating that mantra. I actually believed it. Now this is coming out for someone specific, because those two here, even if it's just getting your favorite perfume, smelling it and saying, I love you, so-and-so, whatever your name is, and putting your hand on your heart and saying that, even if you don't believe it the first 50 to 100 times, there's going to be one of those times when it clicks for you, and then there will be no disconnect between the message that you are giving yourself and what you actually hear. Okay, because I don't know, especially with, you know, some people here are going to resonate with, do you know what, someone's done this to me, someone cast something over me when I was a child to stop me from knowing my soul mission. And for others, it's going to be someone said this to me, or their actions showed that I wasn't worthy of love. Either ways, doing this, taking time for yourself to believe in yourself, believe that, you know, the love within yourself can light not only yourself up, but so many people around you, is what's going to dissolve that block, whether it is magical, spiritual, or emotional. Okay, because underneath here you've also got Archangel Jophiel. Do a favor for a stranger today. Remind yourself there is kindness in the world. And that comes full circle, because you know what, if you've been treated unkindly, you know, it's almost like, and I know it's a shitty thing to say, but it's true, it's almost like training wheels. I grew up in quite a dysfunctional family. I love my family, but very dysfunctional. And I look back now and I realise that it was a training period to build the compassion and empathy that I have now for others. Because, you know, people born in darkness can either wither from it, or you can just go, do you know what? Now I'm competing against myself, and I'm going to light up with such an internal sovereign fire. Okay, so those who have been through unkindness, you're also being encouraged, especially on the days that you feel like crap. Even if it's giving just $1 or £1 to a homeless person, whether it is, you know, helping, I don't know, ducks cross the road, whatever it is for you, because that other person may be feeling the same, and you're going to light them up, and lighting them up, you're going to light yourself up. Okay, I love that. I absolutely love that. As it says here, look, that's perfect. Archangel Michael, you may not be able to change things, but you can change the way you look at them. And that comes full circle again, because you changing this, you doing something to pour love back into yourself, that is visceral, that is tangible, whether that is writing down that memory, creating a massive vision board, it's going to bring back clear vision of something that was blocked. Okay, like I said, whether it was done by a dark witch or a voodoo priest or whatever, or whether it was done by caregivers or neglect, or not giving time and opportunity for you as a child to grow, it's going to open up. Not so much, I'm not saying like it's going to change your perspective and blah blah blah, but what it is going to do is open up space for you to say, this happened, and this is how I was treated, and this is how it's made me feel now. I'm going to pour a bit more love into it. That may have been a bad memory for me, but look at this beautiful one that I hold on to, that lights me up, that makes my shoulders go back and makes me stand up even taller. Okay, because look, you've also got here Jophiel's coming out again. Connecting to natural world will make you feel more positive. Okay, someone here definitely needs to get themselves out into green space, or bring the green space into your home. Okay, anything else? Archangel Chamiel, or Gabriel. Others touch us in ways they can't imagine. Write a thank you letter to someone. Now that thank you letter, that can either be to somebody in one of those memories that is filled with love, or it can be to yourself. It can be to yourself, because like I said, it goes back to when talking about how we're kind of indoctrinated by society to kind of downplay our achievements, to downplay when we hit goals, to downplay even compliments and how we receive them. But here you can be fully and freely open in gratitude, in bigging yourself up and giving thanks for all the things that you've been through, good, bad or ugly, and how you strived through it, how you've stayed kind, how you stayed open in your heart no matter if you have been hurt. That is like the biggest present you can give yourself. Okay, because you've also got here, try not to fill every spare minute. Meditate, let the divine in. Okay, so for those who are constantly having to be moving and doing things, it's a coming full circle as well in just saying, find those 5 minutes for yourself in quiet meditation, even if it's just to watch a Netflix show where you can just switch off and laugh, or you can watch something where you're not expected to do anything else, I think is also really important. Okay. Right, what I would like to end with is just having a look at these moon cards. They're new, but I think it's important for us. I think I've got a book there as well, because I know that I'm going to want to know, especially when it comes to, because there's animal totems in there. But let's just have a look at what my lovely light ones, especially when it comes to like self-love, walking in love, and like remembering things. What do they need to know right now? What do they need to know right now? Let's have a look. And you've got here, it's Moon in Libra. Okay, and it says, and it was upside down, and it says for this one, avoid making serious decisions and instead focus on creating harmony within your relationships. And that was upside down. So this is a double meaning. This is either saying that someone here is avoiding something to do with relationships, something to do that was disharmonious, okay, and is making, they may have really high expectations of how their partner's supposed to act, or their friends are supposed to act, or someone else is supposed to act, and you're being told to refocus. Okay, refocus, because if this resonates for you, if there are things from past wounds, or it could be just a frustration that you can't remember certain parts of your life, or that those that have had like traumatic events happen, that they overshadow them, you're being told to take some breathing space, because Libra is very much about negotiation. It's about, you know, the fairness. It's also to do with court rulings and clauses and things like that. However, you're being told to step back a little bit and reassess. Okay, are you expecting something from someone else where the standards are so high, and it's because you are trying to keep yourself protected from rejection or from being let down? Or do you feel like the other person isn't working with you in tandem? Because you've also got here new moon in Sagittarius, or moon in Sagittarius, excuse me. Be prepared to be adaptable, as plans you have laid may take an unexpected course. I think this is the reason why there's been a massive encouragement at the moment to kind of access memories that are happy and bring in a lot of love and stability, because we are in Mercury retrograde. So right now you're going to have energies of past, and especially past traumatic or past karmic cycles coming back in. So it's really, really important that you are focusing on how you access memories that are happy for you, that do bring in unconditional love, so that when it comes to relationships, when it comes to past people coming back into our lives, we're acting from a space of love. We're acting from a space of compassion for ourselves, so that rather than reacting, we're responding. Okay, because you've also got half to full moon. Embracing high levels of motivation and energy will bring feelings of empowerment and satisfaction. Now that's upside down. Okay, which is telling me that between the half to full moon in Cancer that we're going to have, there may be some sort of energy of trying to bring in more discontent in any relationships that you may have, especially when it comes to the heart space and to your stability. Okay, so taking action now, even if it's only those small things of looking in the mirror and saying you are awesome, that's going to change your energy already. That's going to, you know, so whatever it is that may be coming forward between the half to full moon is not going to affect you in the same way as it would if you just ignored it. Okay. Now, anything else that would like to come out, please and thank you. Anything else that would like to come out? Ooh, all of them. Okay. And you've got here Virgo, moon in reverse, and Taurus. Okay, so it says here, issues surrounding health and exercise may come to the fore. Focus on your physical well-being. Now that's upside down. You've also got moon in Taurus. Now is the time for focusing on financial and practical matters. They're both upside down. Now at the moment it's not the season of the Taurus, and it's not the season of Virgo. So this may be also almost like an encouragement to look back at any times in your life where your health has been affected, especially when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your work ethic, and how did you free yourself from that? Or how did you ease yourself out of that stress or anxiety? Because this may actually help with accessing those, you know, unconditional love memories. And also there's something here about when, especially if that cycle has been closed when it comes to your health and stress over money or something along those lines, this may be what's coming back up again for Mercury retrograde, and that's why you're being asked to access that now. How did you figure your way out of that? Or how did you ground that energy to bring in more centeredness and more balance? Because again, look, new moon in Cancer is coming out. And I keep saying new moon, but it's not. It's moon in Cancer and moon in Sagittarius, which says spend time with family or helping others. Avoid situations that can be a drain on your emotions. And then again, Sagittarius, be prepared to be adaptable, as plans you may have laid may take an unexpected course. okay? So this is letting you know also that with this Mercury retrograde, that there may be things from the past when it comes to your family, your upbringing, the relationships that you have that remind you of family members, or dysfunctionality in the family may be rearing its head. Okay, because again, underneath you've got here, and it says Moon in Scorpio, negative attitudes and fiery arguments are possible at this time. Channel your energies into positive physical activities like decorating or gardening. So there's even actionable steps for you to take there. Anything else that would like to come out? Now I'm going to go over here. Let's see what else would like to come out. Thank you and please. And look underneath, where Uranus is in your birth chart will help you understand sudden changes or shifts in your personal life as well as your world. Now what I've noticed is as I was picking up these cards over here, I started stuttering, and it was almost like I had to second guess what the words were, which is not me, which is telling me that there may be some miscommunication between you and either family members or people that either you've moved yourself away from, but I'm also hearing in relationships there may be miscommunication that could cause arguments if you are reacting off of their triggers rather than standing in your heart space. And I'm not saying that, you know, everyone has to be perfect and you have to always be zen and and always going, oh, you know, your feelings are valid. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, you know, if there is a miscommunication, and if you realise it's a miscommunication, and even if you snap back, it's taking that 10 seconds afterwards, after snapping back, to go, 1 second, that was a miscommunication. That person's not getting what I'm saying, and they're not getting what, and diffuse it, okay? And just diffuse it, because you've got here as well, those born under Pisces are soulful, intuitive, and empathic. They are prone to experiencing conflicting desires and are changeable because they feel so deeply. So you could have, you know, for example, things like you're going to meet up with somebody to go for a coffee and they flake on you at the last moment, and there's been some sort of misunderstanding, or you're taking it as they can't be bothered. You've got to remember as well that Pisces is about ending. So this is all an amalgamation of that energy of Mercury. Things that, you know, in the past, you thought you'd already closed. You're really being encouraged to keep walking in your heart space, keep that energy of that happy memory, especially when you feel like a wound is being triggered, is to pull that up. I do that. I have my happy memory that, you know, when I'm going through something stressful or I'm feeling really, really tired and irritated, that I can pull myself into that memory and go, right, calm, zen, let's try again. There's definitely an encouragement to do that, definitely. Anything else that would like to come out for my lovely light ones? Let me have a look. Hello. And we have here Capricorn, and then you also have here the placement of Neptune in your chart explains your psychic intuition and how you dream. So you may, this Mercury retrograde, and I heard it's going to be the end of January, just at the start of February for specific people. Someone I heard February the 2nd is going to be very important. But there's something here with being given clarity on some sort of upgrade when it comes to your career. But I keep getting pointed over here. For someone here, it's not that it depends on, you know, doing a memory board or doing a vision board or doing a memory tree. But there's something here with the more you kind of focus on those happy memories and how that makes you feel, I heard the bigger the bang will be for you when it comes to your career, your up level, your, you know, some sort of blessing coming towards you. And Aquarius is coming out, and it says here, and Aquarius is also, it's to do with your social status, it's to do with communities, it's to do with, you know, circles of friends and things like that. But there's definitely something to do with maybe a kind of a past contact, because I'm not really getting a friend. It's more to do with kind of like social circles and community. Someone's going to reach out, okay? And I don't know if someone's going to dream of this person before they reach out, or if someone's going to dream of someone and then they're either going to get a phone call, or this person is someone that's going to help you with your next up level with your career, okay? Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that gave you some confirmation and clarity on what you already intuitively know. If you are new to my channel, I'd love you to hit on the like, the subscribe, and on the notification bell so you can see more of my lovely content. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate you helping my channel to grow, for all of your comments, all of your emails. They do mean the world to me. I love being able to connect with you in that way. Anyone that feels moved to leave a donation, it's never expected, but it's always truly appreciated, because it means I can put more time, more love, and more cards and decks and new decks and oracle cards into this channel. Anyone looking for a personal reading, all of my information is in the description box down below. If you go to the second paragraph down, there is a row of blue arrows pointing up. I have 2 emails there. I usually get back to people within about 48 to 72 hours. If you do not hear from me by chance, just send me a prompt email and it will put your email to the top of the list. But with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you later. Bye bye.